the mighty and resilient Merrimack River, carving through the communities of our great region. My name is Linda Lorden, proud president of Merrimack County Savings Bank, and like the river that serves as our namesake, we're a constant yet ever-changing presence. Because to us, it's bigger than banking. It's about powering communities and putting people first. It's about knowing where you came from and where you're going. That's Merrimack style. Visit us at themerrimack.com.
Welcome to Season 17 of 5-Minute Biographies. Episode 4, Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple, the cherubic child star whose dimples and curls became iconic, remains one of the most enduring figures in Hollywood history. Born on 23 April 1928 in Santa Monica, California, Shirley Temple Black, as she later became known, captured the hearts of millions with her infectious charm and precocious talent. Her rise to fame during the bleak years of the Great Depression provided a much-needed source of joy and optimism, making her a cultural phenomenon whose legacy continues to resonate. Shirley Temple's journey to stardom began at an extraordinarily young age. Encouraged by her mother Gertrude Temple, who believed in her daughter's potential from the start, Shirley was enrolled in dance classes before she turned 3. Her talent for tap dancing and her natural ability to perform quickly caught the attention of talent scouts. In 1932, at just 3 years old, she was signed to a contract with Educational Pictures, where she appeared in a series of short films known as baby burlesques. These early films, which cast children in parodies of adult situations, were controversial by today's standards but showcased Shirley's undeniable screen presence. Her big break came in 1934 when she was cast in the feature film Stand Up and Cheer, produced by Fox Film Corporation. Although her role was relatively small, Shirley's performance was so captivating that she signed a long-term contract with Fox. That same year, she starred in Bright Eyes, a film written specifically to showcase her talents. It was in this film that Shirley performed the song On the Good Ship Lollipop, which became one of her signature tunes and sold over 500,000 copies of sheet music. The success of Bright Eyes cemented her status as a major box office draw, and Shirley Temple became a household name. Throughout the mid-1930s, Shirley Temple starred in a string of hit films that included Curly Top, 1935, The Little Rebel, 1935, and Heidi, 1937. Her movies were popular in the United States and internationally, making her a global sensation. At the height of her fame, she was America's top box office attraction for 4 consecutive years, from 1935 to 1938, a record that remains unmatched by any other child star. What made Shirley Temple so special was not just her talent but her ability to bring light to a world overshadowed by economic despair. Her on-screen persona, that of a sweet, optimistic, and resourceful child who could overcome any obstacle, resonated deeply with audiences during the Great Depression. She provided a sense of hope and escapism, which was reflected in the optimistic themes of her films. Her innocence and resilience became symbols of a better future, and she was often referred to as America's little darling. In 1943, when she was only 15 years old, Shirley Temple met John Agar, who was 7 years her senior. They were married in 1945 when Temple was still only 17, and 3 years later, she gave birth to a daughter called Linda. However, Agar and Temple divorced in 1950. Later the same year, Temple married Charles Alden Black, a naval officer and businessman, and the couple remained together until his death in 2005. They had a son called Charles and a daughter called Laurie, who was born on 9 April 1954 and became the bass player in the band Melvins. Despite her overwhelming success, Shirley's transition from child star to adult actor proved challenging, as it has for many in Hollywood. As she grew older, the public's appetite for her particular brand of youthful charm waned, and the roles that once came so easily began to dry up. By the time she reached adolescence, Shirley had become acutely aware that her days as a child star were numbered. After a few unsuccessful attempts to reinvent herself in teenage roles, she retired from acting at 22. Shirley's early retirement from the silver screen did not mark the end of her influence or public life. On the contrary, she embarked on a second career that would be equally distinguished, albeit in a very different field. After she married Charles Alden Black, she took his name, becoming Shirley Temple Black. In the 1960s, Shirley Temple Black transitioned into public service and diplomacy, a career that showcased her intellect and dedication to her country. Her first significant appointment came in 1969, when President Richard Nixon appointed her as a United Nations General Assembly delegate. Her work at the UN was marked by a focus on international relations and humanitarian issues, where she demonstrated considerable understanding and commitment. Her diplomatic career continued under different administrations, reflecting her bipartisan appeal. In 1974, President Gerald Ford appointed her as the United States Ambassador to Ghana, making her one of the first female ambassadors from the United States. Her tenure in Ghana was notable for her efforts to improve relations between the two nations and her work promoting economic development. Later, in 1989, she served as the United States Ambassador to Czechoslovakia, where she played a vital role during a period of significant political change, including the Velvet Revolution that led to the end of communist rule in the country. Shirley Temple Black's contributions to diplomacy and public service were widely recognized and celebrated. She received numerous honors throughout her life, including the Kennedy Center Honors in 1998, acknowledging her impact on both the entertainment industry and international relations. Shirley Temple Black passed away on 10th of February 2014 at the age of 85. Her death marked the end of an era, but her legacy endures. As a child star, she brought joy and inspiration to millions during one of the darkest periods in American history. As a diplomat, she served her country with distinction, helping to shape international relations during pivotal moments in global history. Her life was a testament to the power of talent, resilience, and a sense of duty, qualities that made her not just a beloved figure in Hollywood, but also a respected public servant. In the annals of both entertainment and diplomacy, Shirley Temple Black remains a figure of unparalleled influence. Her journey from child star to stateswoman is a unique narrative that inspires admiration and respect. Her ability to adapt and transition from one career to another with grace and effectiveness is a rare achievement, and this versatility defines her enduring legacy. Thanks for listening to 5-Minute Biographies at 5minutebiographies.com and on YouTube at 5minutebiographies.com/YouTube.
Every day, we rise, challenging ourselves to work for what we believe in. At U.S. Border Patrol, protecting our borders is more than a job, it's a calling. Agents answer the call, working together to keep our country and communities safe. If you're ready for a new mission, join U.S. Border Patrol and go beyond. Learn more at cbp.gov/careers.